Where are you going? Where are you going? Can you take me with you? For my hand is cold and needs warmth. Where are you going? Is that tune familiar to anyone? Yeah. It comes from the 1970 Broadway show Godspell. It's a favorite of mine. A hippie rock musical about Jesus' life and death and life again and all the parables in between. And that song is sung by the woman whose story is taken from the Bible, the woman accused of adultery, the worst of crimes in those days, who is condemned to stoning. And in the musical, she sings it to Jesus right after he intervenes on her behalf. He intervenes by saying to those condemners, "The one who is faultless may cast the first stone." The one who is faultless may cast the first stone. And the condemners relent, for none can claim faultlessness. And so her life is spared. And as he leaves in Godspell, she sings that song to him. By my side, by my side, by my side. So that's the title, By My Side. It's one of my favorites. The words are regularly scrambled. Some Godspell productions sing by your side, others by my side. Even the writer of the song would sometimes mistakenly change the words or mix them up. And it gets even more confusing when towards the end of the song in the show, words are spoken about the great betrayer, Judas, and followed by more by my sides. Just who is singing to who gets very blurry. In the end, it doesn't really matter and needs no explanation. Judas, the scorned woman, the people who scorned her, Jesus himself, all of them could sing the song and have the song sung to them. By my side, can you take me with you? Finally glad that you are here by my side, for my hand is cold and needs warmth. This is what it's all about. I am convinced this is what it's all about. All the complicated theological acrobatics and religious text interpretations, biblical theory, exegesis, all the big words, all the arguments. This by my side sums the whole ding-dang thing called life. Our deepest need. God is love, love of earth and moon and stars, love of each other and ourselves. It sums it all up. By my side. I am not simplifying, I'm not reducing, I'm not slicing or dicing right now, I am magnifying. Jesus is all about the by my side. This poor man has been contorted into so not by my side. But Jesus is about the by my side. The relational. It's what's so gripping about him. The relational, not above then, apart from on high. The relational, like dirt under the fingers relational. Because you know relationships are messy. And Jesus knew it. Loving the hell out of this world and its people is dirty business. And this guy Jesus, he brought the big love because he was someone who hung out with the untouchables. At that time, whoa, those were the people at his table. He even had a way of turning things around on the persecutors so that they too had a chance at humanity and love. Are you faultless? Yep, none of us are. Jesus was the great defibrillator, is what I would say. Zip. Waking up all the hearts. And he resisted. Oh, what a resistor. That's our theme this month. He resisted the dogma of the time that said that only a chosen few were worthy of love. The story of Jesus is a piece of art. It's a piece of art, rich with symbolism, seen and unseen mystery, personal and collective wisdom and liberation, alive, meant to meet the moment. Beheld this way, as a piece of art, we begin to understand why his life and death and resurrection holds up. It still holds up for all of us. But let's unpack that word resurrection before we run out the door screaming. Do this. Replace it with made new. Well, that's not as scary. Made new, made new. Made new could look like a transformed life, sure. But more often, made new looks like a change of heart, just a change of mind. That's available to us all the time. This newness isn't about some omnipotent God trying to make me nice or good, just more alive and open to the life around me, the humanity around me. Not unlike the fauna and flora right now, made new, alive by Ostara. It's a fresh start, fresh eyes. Resurrection is a new lens, standing at a different angle, made new. Made new. The utterly resplendent Lutheran pastor Nadia Bolz-Weber explains being made new or resurrection like this. She says, it happens to all of us. God, love, simply keeps reaching down into the dirt of humanity and resurrecting us all from the graves we dig for ourselves through our hatred, our violence, our othering, our selfishness, our arrogance, our addictions, and keeps loving us back to life over and over and over. Bzip, bzip with the defibrillator. I don't know that defibrillators make that sound, but zhup is what I wrote. So if lack of love and lack of care, lack of kindness, lack of a willingness to be changed or opened or transformed by one another, the stranger, is death, symbolic death, then aren't we all in the resurrection business? I think we are. For this is no time, nor was the time of Jesus. No. This is no time for a casual faith. Those are the words of our UUA president, Reverend Susan Frederick Gray. This is no time for a casual faith. Let us all resist that casual, sleepy faith. A dear friend and colleague shared a story about his ministry in this, our Unitarian-Universalist faith shaped him. And I asked him if I could share this with you, and he said enthusiastically, yes. He told me a story once of going on a camping trip with his mentor, a man he so admired and loved. This was towards the beginning of his ministry, a long time ago, for my friend. And that first night, sitting by the fire that they had made together, his mentor turned to him with tears in his eyes. Tears in his eyes over the rising number of refugees, over unabated racism, over the fractured state of civil society. Tears in his eyes over the unprecedented level of isolation and disconnection that we are all sleepily living our lives out in. And his mentor said, with those tears in his eyes, Ian, we need more chaplains. Ian, what are you doing to create more chaplains? And this question overwhelmed my dear friend Ian, because he said at the time he was living in a paradigm of certification and diplomas, and all he could think of when he thought of chaplains was this professional position in, say, a hospital. He couldn't see how he could create a world of chaplains. But in time, he arrived at a truth that now guides his life and his beautiful ministry, which is that, and these are his words, that you don't need a diploma to companion others or to sit with them. All you need is a willingness to love and to listen. My friend Ian then said that what this world needs is a transformation of values so that we can risk loving the hell out of it. Companioning people, sitting with them, listening to them, it transforms us all, and I know you've heard me preach that before. It brings us all back to life, made new. So this transforming of values, this risky, inconvenient love, that's church. That's church. It's the bedrock of our Universalist theology. Our Universalist forebearers, they carved this on their walls, over their doors. All souls are loved. All souls go to heaven. We will love the hell out of this world. Come in, welcome, sit by my side. By my side. You are loved here, just as you are. We need more chaplains, yes, bearers of this love and companioning. And you are the chaplains. You are. You're them. We're them. Aren't you glad we found each other? Aren't you glad you're not alone? Yeah. And we chaplains, we need the story of Jesus. We do. Because he was a master chaplain whose very purpose was to bring to life, to make manifest the chaplain in us all, to make caring, loving companions of us all more human. That's all a chaplain is, or tries to be, more human. In Karen Armstrong's words, this was our reading today that Jean so beautifully read, the idea is not to latch on to some superhuman personality or get to heaven, but to discover how to be more fully human. That is the religious quest. And this isn't clean business. I do love the beauty that is the modern day celebration of Easter with its flowers and bonnets and white tights, and I loved my patent leather black shoes when I was little. But Easter has very little to do with all of this tidiness. It's a story about dirt and confusion and inelegant human beings and love and God not adhering to our expectations. And right alongside all of this, hope. The risk and the reward of trying, for that is all we can do, is try. Of trying for love and humanity is that we get proximate to the unpalatable, the dirt and the mess, and know it as ourselves. And that we are in some way resurrected, made new by this up-closeness and messiness, made more whole and more human. That's the hope part. No more stones. For who among us is faultless? No more stones, no more stones. That same pastor I mentioned earlier, Nadia Bolz-Weber, in 2018, she reshaped, recrafted Jesus' Beatitudes. Those are the blessings he imparted. Blessed are the meek, the poor, on the Sermon on the Mount, right? And he gifted those blessings to his followers, right? The outcasts, all who would listen, not long before he was killed. And Bolz-Weber reshaped them into what she calls new Beatitudes for a hurting world. And I'm going to close by reading them to you now. But she prefaced them by saying, this is good. Maybe the Sermon on the Mount is all about Jesus' lavish blessing of the people around him on that hillside who his world, like ours, didn't seem to have much time for, who felt that a blessing just wasn't in the cards for them. This is Bolz-Weber talking, I imagine Jesus standing among us, all of us offering some new Beatitudes. So, new Beatitudes for a hurting world. Blessed are the agnostics. Blessed are they who doubt, those who aren't sure, those who can still be surprised. Blessed are those who have nothing to offer. Blessed are they for whom death is not an abstraction. Blessed are they who have buried their loved ones, for whom tears could fill an ocean. Blessed are they who have loved enough to know what loss feels like. Blessed are they who don't have the luxury of taking things for granted anymore. Blessed are they who can't fall apart because they have to keep it together for everyone else. Blessed are those who still aren't over it yet. Blessed are those who no one else notices. The kids who sit alone at middle school lunch tables, the laundry guys at the hospital, the sex workers, and the night shift street sweepers. Blessed are the forgotten, blessed are the closeted, blessed are the unemployed, the unimpressive, the underrepresented. Blessed are the wrongly accused, the ones who never catch a break, the ones for whom life is hard. Blessed are those without documentation. Blessed are the ones without lobbyists. Blessed are those who make terrible, terrible business decisions for the sake of people. Blessed are the burned out social workers and the overworked teachers and the pro bono case takers. And blessed are the kids who step between the bullies and the weak. Blessed is everyone who has ever forgiven me when I didn't deserve it. Blessed are the merciful, for they totally get it. You Blessed ours, blessed is, you are of heaven. Maybe all the amens and hallelujahs and dona nobis patrums and prayers for roots and wings and set me frees and spirit of life, come to me's, come to me's. Maybe they are all a plea for a blessed are, blessed is, made new. Maybe they are all a plea for a resurrection and a return me to my and yours and our humanity. Maybe they are that prayer. May Austra's warm wind and Jesus' warm hand in our cold ones return us all to ourselves on this Easter morning. Wake us up so that we might sit by one another's side and warm their hands too as chaplains to the world. May it be so. And I say to you, happy Easter.